guys. Like the live, share it, let everybody know we're here. Good morning, everybody. Last one, buddy. Good morning. Thank you for liking the live. Like and share. White Sox, finish. Sorry, I'm giving him a snack, guys. Like the live. Keep liking until you see the heart's tail. Fill the heart's tail and then take a break. Hold on, I gotta move some stuff around. I was giving White Sox some snacks so that he can behave himself. He's been doing pretty good. Good morning, good morning. How's everybody this morning? I'm gonna like my own live. Let everybody know that we here. Fill up my own heart's tail. Shout out to Lisa. She the one that I saw tap her own live first. And she literally does it for the same reason I am. It is letting people know that we are here so we can get started. I know I'm usually later than this, so I like to give people an opportunity to come in. For some people, this is super early. I mean, not for nothing, it's early for me, and it's 6:30. What about the people who it's 3:30, 4:30, 5:30? Happy Friday. It's 5:30 where you are. Well, I appreciate you being here. I really do. Because I know for some people it's super duper early. I hope you have great plans for the weekend, even if it's to do nothing. Because sometimes that's what's necessary. Is a weekend of nothing. Hold on. I want to see something real quick, guys. Okay. Woo! Whatever was wrong last time is fixed. I'll be able to show the other photos. Yeah, she irks me too. And she's back. Shout out to West Virginia. Tina Jones, have you ever seen the documentary the Wonderful and Wild Whites of West Virginia? That was a crazy documentary, let me tell you. That family? Ooh, I think it's on YouTube. Check it out. It's crazy. It's about this family who their father did like a little jig dance. It was almost like tap dancing, but not. And he became very popular, very, very famous at the time. And, but all of his children, he raised them to be like, on the system. And most of them had, at one point or another, addiction to drugs. They were all getting SSI, and I mean the children, the grandchildren, and the great grandchildren. One family member tried to unalive another. One of them, one of the granddaughters has a baby that tests positive for rugs, and so she has to. It's the craziest documentary I've ever seen in my life. I don't think I will ever forget that documentary. Ever. Good morning. I try to wait till about 100 people, but I can only make the people who have actually came here on time wait so long. So I'm going to wait about another minute, and then I'm going to get started. People can get here when they get the... It's either the Wonderful and Wild or the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. It's crazy, I'm telling y'all. It's crazy. Okay. Well, we might as well go on ahead and get started. Can everybody hear me okay? Good morning, Fallon. Good morning, CJ. Guys, continue to like the live, share the live, like until you feel the heart's tail. So, let's see. Let's just start with her because why not? I have been saying this, and I'm going to say it again every time I speak about her. I want y'all to understand that when she says food and cigarettes, it is code for rugs, okay? When she says that she doesn't get money every time she goes live, she's lying. Now, she might not get the amount she wants. And I'm not saying that every single time she gets money. But you can tell when she has gotten money and when she hasn't. When she hasn't gotten money, she's angry, she's agitated, she's crying, she's threatening to dox people. She turns the comments off all the time. But do y'all not see the roller coaster she goes on? Yes, she's still at it. Where like she'll be in the house, and so she has to be calm and quiet when she's in the house. But she's like, "Hey y'all. Hey. Oh, thank you. Hey, how are you? Hey y'all. Yeah, I'm just hungry and I don't want to walk to the store without getting money. I'm not even concerned about cigarettes." And then 2 lives later, she's like, "All you hoes, all you bitches, if y'all be behind..." Ma'am, what in the world is the roller coaster for? People don't act like that just because they're hungry. People don't even act like that just because of a cigarette. Now, it's my understanding that her father had another seizure and went into the hospital again. I don't know if that's true or not. But she's an opportunist. She will use every single opportunity to scam people out of their money. And I do not, for the life of me, understand why people are still giving her money. But if you didn't see it, you can go to YouTube. Shout out to Nookie. I don't know if it's anywhere else. Nookie's YouTube is where I saw it. Miss Crystal, I guess, went live or did a video and posted their text messages back and forth. Now, Crystal is trying to rehabilitate, if that's her, even her name, I don't know. And I don't trust her at all. But I don't know if she's just trying to rehabilitate her image or what. But she posted, just like Kim, their text message conversations back and forth. I really need people to stop jumping on the bandwagon of anybody who says anything that fits the narrative that you want. Just because they sound like they're on the right side of history doesn't actually mean that they're there. And Kim proved it. Crystal has proven it. So many others have seemed like they were going to be on the right side. And then, boom, and everybody acts shocked. What are we shocked for? It's funny because when most of them say you're just trying to get clout off my name, it's not true. But in Lisa's case, it's been true. Now, not for everybody. Not like for me, what? Like she'll be like making money. Making what? 3 cents? If you consider that making money, then girl, you don't need the $20 6 times a day. If you think 3 cents is making money. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely appreciate the gifts. And let me explain why, just for the record, for anybody who may be new or haven't heard me say it before. I see the gifts as acknowledgement that I am bringing value to your time. I then turn around and give those gifts to other people who I believe are bringing value to our time. I don't cash them out. I don't do anything with them. But for me, it's the acknowledgement. You guys were up for 6:30. I've been up since 4 o'clock. Making sure that I had the photos right, that I have what I'm going to talk about, that I have an agenda. I tell you all the time, I do not wake up at 6:25 in the morning and just start talking. It's work. It's research. It's sitting in lives I do not care to be in. It's making, I've told you this too, digital gets pre-blocks. So I have to make sure I have other accounts so that I can go in and see for myself, because I don't regurgitate what I hear other people say. I like to watch for myself so that I can bring my own thoughts, my own conclusions, my own observations. If any of y'all even watch silently in the background, y'all know how much time that takes. I'm not letting anybody up at this particular moment. Give me a minute. So, when she says that people get clout off of her name, I can say 2 people have, for sure, Kim and Crystal. But if you want to see the communication between the both of them, it's on Nookie's YouTube. It makes clear that Crystal had been giving her money for a long time, giving her the names of the payment apps so she could continue to get money. One in particular that I found hilarious, though, is that somehow Crystal had $22. I don't know if it was gifted. I don't know the circumstances. But they're having this back and forth about this $22. And Crystal says, I'm not sure about you, but $22 is a lot of money to me. I'm behind on my bills. You're behind on your bills, but you have the money to get this girl private insurance, send her money for rugs, fly to Philly, and then fly the two of you to California? And this is what I mean. You don't even have any idea what's going on in the background. And yet y'all ready to jump on the bandwagon because she seems like she's on the right side of history. Y'all have got to be a little bit more skeptical. I'm not at all saying be mean. I'm not at all saying be disrespectful. But be careful. And I'm going to make a little caveat for a second. So Mexican homie brought this woman. I'm sorry you can't see the comments, but I just wanted to bring this up. Shout out to Mexican homie. I have never heard of this girl. When I tell you there are parts of TikTok I don't even know about, I don't know about them. But Mexican homie, she is a scammer on a whole nother level. The lady that got arrested not too long ago for that $1 million scam, she's on that level. Like, Lisa don't have nothing on her. But while people talked about her, some of her victims came into the box. And there was a young lady, I think her name was like Jay's mom or something like that. She was in the box and she was crying. And she was saying how this lady, Ashley Chauvin, told her that she was about to be evicted and she sent her $1,300. Now, this woman says that she was in a DV situation and that she's now living in a hotel with her kids to get out of that DV situation. So you want me to believe that you are living in a hotel, you don't have 2 pennies to rub together, and you said a stranger $1,300? Okay, it might be true, it might not be. But when someone was in the box saying, can y'all show me proof? People got mad at her. Why? Why? Now, I have no proof one way or another whether this woman was telling the truth or not. That's not what this conversation is. The conversation is just because somebody says something doesn't make it true. And y'all gotta stop jumping on the bandwagon just because somebody says 2 words. You want to say something, you want support, you want to act like you were the victim, show proof. Because now I am skeptical of everybody. Of everybody. Now, this lady is 100% a scammer. It's so bad that they have a Facebook group. I didn't even know that making tumblers was such a big thing, but apparently it is. So much so that she was able to hold conferences for people paying between $350 and $750 per person to talk to her. Never could be me, but again, it's not my thing. And I am not saying, hear me out, that woman was not in fact scammed by her. She absolutely could have been. All I am saying, though, is that when the story sounds crazy, you got to show me proof before I jump on the bandwagon. Because I can't see how, if I'm living in a hotel with my kids, that I would take my last. She didn't send her 20 or 30. She sent her $1,300. And the woman owns the home that she said she was getting ready to get kicked out of. Now, you're friends enough with her to send her $1,300, but you ain't friends enough for her to know that she owns the home? Y'all gotta make it make sense to me. I know she said she didn't want the money, but Crystal said the same thing and was getting money behind the scenes. Again, I am not saying that the story isn't true. So don't y'all go running around and be like, Digital said she was lying. I'm not saying that. I am using this example to say that before we are ready, because y'all got to remember, Melly and them held like an all-night live with this girl, Crystal, to support her because they thought she was doing the right thing, just to find out she was a scammer too. And people are ripping them apart to this day about that mistake. Be careful is all I'm saying. Before you are ready to give somebody money because you felt like they were taken advantage of, they need to provide proof. Because the community has been taken advantage of now multiple times. And those are the ones we know about. Okay, back to. By the way, she's a scammer, and I'm glad Mexican Homie is on it. No, she wasn't there. Oh, I feel absolutely awful. If that is what happened to her, for all of them, I feel absolutely awful. There was a woman who thought she was in a relationship with her and said that over the course of a few years, she sent her $30K. Mind you, she's married. So did you think that you were having an affair with her? And in the affair, you sent her $30K? Yeah, Queen, I understand. I agree with you. When people were up there, did you hear about the money she raised for this alleged forever nursery? No, I didn't. I agree. That's why I'm saying that Melly and them is getting ripped apart because they chose to believe her more than anybody else. And her mod was muting and blocking. And why are y'all being so negative? Because they were just sure that this woman played the long game. The long game. She even went to the airport with luggage. So miss me with everything seemed legitimate. And like I said the other day, people were so excited that they even missed the red flags that should have been obvious. It was a Saturday. She doesn't get dosed on a Saturday. She already had an ID. If the girl had bought the insurance, it would have gone live whether Lisa was at the airport or not. The place in California wouldn't have given her a bed unless they were able to confirm that A, she had insurance, and B, it would cover. But because everybody was so excited, thinking that this was legitimately going to happen, they had blinders on. Let me say this too. Y'all stop commenting 75 times in these people's lives. Do you not realize that that engagement helps them? When I get off my live and they give me the analytics, it tells me how many people commented and who. If TikTok is measuring that, they're measuring it for a reason. Right, it does. It pushes it on the FYP. And y'all will be like, you're lying, you're stupid, nobody's giving you money, da-da-da-da, 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 over and over and over again. Stop. I'm not even mad if you want to watch. I watch. I know some people will be like, watch from the outside, watch it on YouTube. Now, I sometimes if I have to, I'll catch it on YouTube, but I like to watch it live. I like to be there. I like to be present. And I know me being there also helps the engagement. However, and I like to see what other people write. Because without seeing that, sometimes I don't understand the context of their reaction. But I'm going to do my best to limit helping them as much as possible, especially if I'm in there as digital. Now, if I'm in there under some of my burner accounts, I do stuff I wouldn't normally do because I'm trying to make sure that I can continue to see them. But when I'm in there as digital, I'm not helping them out. If you take nothing else from what I say, hear me again. When she uses, I need food, I need cigarettes, it is code, okay? It is code. If she has been able to go this long without her rug of choice, she wouldn't still need rehab. She'd be getting her life together. Lisa does nothing except beg for money. She's not looking for a job because most jobs require, I shouldn't say most jobs. Some jobs require a physical. She wouldn't pass. She literally is looking for one hit after another. If you listen to Lisa, she hasn't eaten in 6 months. And the whole I be off of here a day or two is because she's gotten enough money to be off a day or two. It's not because she's sick of the hate in the life. She don't care about that. That doesn't bother Lisa at all. Because the hate introduces her to new people. She doesn't really care. Right, 10 years. She doesn't really care about any of it. It is literally hit to the next hit to the next hit. Miss me with the tears, miss me with the fake rage. She is, and the text messages with Crystal prove it. She is behind the scenes begging the people who have given her money before more money. And that's why I did the video where I was like, is it helping or hurting? You are creating a situation where she doesn't even know how to self-sustain. And she has convinced herself, as most of them have, that begging on TikTok is self-sustaining. They feel like getting on here and begging is their job. And I promise you that the people who no longer receive money have started going away. Have you not noticed? So if Lisa wasn't getting money, would she keep coming here? No. And like I said, for all the people who are always like, I'm not going to talk about her, that is absolutely your choice. But I am. I'm going to continue to highlight her nonsense because I am afraid that she's just going to get a new group of fans. I mean, she has them. They gift her in the live. And according to her, she don't have access to a PayPal. So how is she even getting the funds? Y'all giving her gifts for what reason? She can't get them. First, she couldn't get them because she didn't have an ID to verify herself. And now she claims she doesn't have access. And then she claims she doesn't have access to a PayPal. Oh no, she has fans. She has people who feel like they have a savior complex. They think they're going to be the one. Kira, please get down. Kira, get down. Okay, go ahead and bust yourself. Wait, no, I don't want to talk about him yet because I have somebody that's going to come up and talk about him. So I do not want to talk about him yet. Bree and Ty, I just want to say this. I don't have a lot to say. But I do want to say this. They go live every morning to beg for their hotel room. What a lot of people do not realize is that he gets a Social Security check. And it's almost $1,000. Don't believe me? Look it up. How much does someone who receives SSI get per month in 2025? It's almost $1,000. According to what other people have said, he's been getting SSI since he was 4, I believe. And because he's been getting it that long, he feels like he is unable to work. That is not true. You can work. You can the amount you can earn is limited. That's it. But he can work. And I've told you before, if you can write music, record music, mix it, master it, and distribute it, which are 5 different jobs, you can work. Work writing music for people, although nobody will buy it. His music is terrible. But, somebody might like it. But what I wanted to highlight is that shining a light on him and her and their nonsense is having an effect. It is taking them much longer to get the money for that hotel room. That's A. And B, I believe there are days that they don't even get all of the money in time. And he actually then has to use the money from his Social Security check so that they don't get kicked out. Oh, yes. This new administration is evaluating everything. I'd be afraid if I was a scammer. He was down to $14. And I swear while I was in there, they didn't get it. I didn't stay the whole time, but while I was there, they did not get it. His live got shut down yesterday. Great. I mean, they have another one, but great. Wait a minute. What? Oh, yeah. They know, Christina. They know. But this is what I found funny. He said that it's more fun to be in his live, that it's a safe space, that it's not full of 40-year-olds bullying people. Who are your mods? But 40-year-old women bullying people telling the truth. That's who mods for you. 40-year-old women with no life. You actually have a mod that is like mom of 6. How does she have time to sit on live and protect you for hours while you beg for money in the morning? Her kids must be at school. I actually wrote her and was like, for a mom of 6 and a husband, your husband don't got nothing better for you to do? And I only sent that to her because was rude and mean and disrespectful to people in the chat. My thing is this. If someone is being rude, nasty, disrespectful, they're bullying, they're teasing, they're making fun of the way a person looks, sounds, whatever the case may be, their disability, absolutely block, delete. Delete, block, mute, whatever. But you mute and block someone who says he gets a Social Security check. Why? Why? You'll mute somebody who says he just got his check today. Why is he begging for money? If someone says, why did she drop out of school? Blocked. But it's a safe space? And by the way, this was on February the 5th. He muted so that he could yell at Bree. Okay? He muted so he could yell at Bree. But y'all still think this is somebody to support. And again, he lets her go live and talk about makeup and stuff like that so that she keeps the people who are there for her. Remember, she had a mod who stuck around because A, she lived the closest so that if Bree needed to get out, Bree would have a place to go. Bree has no intentions on leaving. Bree likes where she's at. Why? Because Bree doesn't need a stranger. She has family. Her family will let her come home. She just can't come home with him. So why again do you think she is going to take the help of a stranger on TikTok before she goes home to her family? I really do believe that people on TikTok are starting to trauma bond with their captors on that they follow. Why would she come to your house when she has family she could go to? She has no intention on leaving him. But he uses her to make sure that they continue to garner sympathy, because all sympathy for him is lost. His arrogance, his attitude, his entitlement. People aren't giving them money to keep him from the street. It's to keep her from the street. But this is the reality. She doesn't have to be on the street. Neither does he, really. But do you know why they keep themselves homeless? When you stay homeless, you get bumped to the top of the list for housing. He is with her because she has a deficiency. And in her deficiency, he gets to sound like the smartest person in the room. That's why they're an odd couple. Do you think he'd get away with his nonsense with a woman like me? No. I would cut him to the white meat. You're not smarter than me, sir. So in order to have control, in order to be in charge, in order to be taken seriously, he needs to be with someone who can't outthink him. It's not an odd couple at all. He knows who to pick. Their deal is that he is in a relationship with a young lady named Bree, who clearly has a deficiency. I believe she's autistic, but I'm not sure if there's anything else going on. And they built their platform on her. She used to do makeup. And what I loved about her was, or in the videos, because I wasn't watching them then, is she would use like dollar store makeup and show you how you can use it. You don't have to have what was that white elephant or what, like you don't have to have the expensive stuff, right? And it drew a lot of people in. And they were homeless. They were sleeping on the street at one point. And so as it got cold, people started to support. Like, oh, we'll put you in a hotel room. But she was going to school. So she would leave, because she had to take the bus early in the morning. And he would get on. So then he took over the account. And so he would get on, because she's built a platform, and beg for their hotel room and talk about how cold it was and how they didn't want to be outside. And so her supporters were funding it because they didn't want her to be outside. They don't care if he's outside. But what's crazy is that she's dropped out of school. So now they are both just laying around in the hotel room begging until they get the money. Right. Erica, if they last, I'll be surprised. If they last, I'll be surprised. Because at some point, she will start connecting the dots. But she believes that he loves her and that all that he's doing is for her. Why are you yelling at her? At least you're smart enough to mute it. Some people aren't even smart enough to do that. But at least he's smart enough to mute himself. But he was yelling at her the other day. But y'all want to keep supporting that? Again, I go back to my premise. By continuing to give them $70 a day so they can stay in that hotel room, are you hurting or helping? They are not learning to be self-sufficient. Where's the apartment? Where's the apartment? You mean to tell me the paperwork hasn't been fixed yet? Okay. I just want to highlight her for a second. It's going to be quick because she hasn't been on. Where is she? Kira, get down. Here we go, y'all. Sorry, my cats is acting up this morning. Yeah, the taxi lady. Where's she at? After she had that crazy ending to her live, no one's heard from her. Her and Alexis rode off into the sunset. Yeah, she actually did a post that said Alexis was coming on the weekend. Was it this past weekend or is it this weekend? No, I don't think it was for the storyline. I think somebody walked up on her and Frank. And whatever they were going to say, she didn't want anybody to hear it. And she doesn't want to answer questions about it, so she hasn't been live. She'll be back. She also knows that we know that all of the times that she claims to be stranded because a friend stranded her, she left a bad situation, she stayed to help clean up a church. She's just been with Frank. And she has no way to get back. She either has no way to get back from seeing him, but more likely, she's funding his habit. Because that's when she was going live every day, coming up with a need for money, that's what she was doing. The reason why she doesn't have to be on every day is because she's not with him every day. Right, she did just get her check. Don't worry, she'll be back. But I just thought it was interesting that she's been MIA ever since the end of that live. Because let's be clear about something. She never got the money for that live. And usually when she doesn't get the money, she returns. So why she didn't come back? Oh, thank you, Mama Bear. I appreciate it. That's why I tell everybody to like the live. Because by liking the live and filling the heart cell, people find out. I end up on the FYP, and as people scroll, they see what we're doing. She did FAFO that day. And so did he. I think that whoever they yelled at, and she talks big and bad. Oh, why don't you come back and say that? I think somebody came back. They do not like her in that town. They don't like him either. She's never stranded. And and so let's use the example of the church night, right? She claims she went to the church with a neighbor. Mind you, why do you keep going to Sanford when you claim you hate it there? But whatever, she went to this church dinner for lasagna and claims that she's stranded because she decided to stay and help clean up. When you, as a grown woman, know that you had one way there and one way back, and you did not have the money, you thought it was a good idea to stick around and not go get in the car with your ride? She's literally walking around her neighborhood, probably trying to get money for Frank. You know where she is. You talk to her mom. Wow, that's crazy. Well, what are you? Is it Lala? Lara? I'd love for you to come up at some point when I'm done. Because Fridays are open mic. That's why I'm trying to get through people very quickly so that other people can come up and air their grievances, talk about what they know. So Laura, if you stick around, I would love for you to come up and talk about what you talk about with her mom. Okay. Next person. She's another one. Where you been, Kim? You been gone a couple days. Where you at, boo? Where you at? Now, she claims she went to the food shelf, which I think is another term for a food pantry, and got food and was like, well, at least I have more now. She spent her food stamps, I think. And what pisses me off, if she did go there, I'm angry because she doesn't need it. She uses stuff like that to seem more pathetic. But she probably just spent her food stamps. Because she was like, I'm going to do a food haul or some nonsense. Girl, why do we want to know what you got from a food pantry? Oh, Amanda, she uses. It's why she can't use that story anymore. She will in a few months, but right now she can't use it because she was going to be evicted in December, then she was going to be evicted in January, then her cell phone was going to be off, and none of those things have happened. There wasn't even a court date for her to get evicted. So it wasn't like it was even real. It was made up. And by the way, dysfunctional, if you are in here under another name, which is fine, it absolutely could be. You have a lot of nerve being in here, showing support. And right after you got blocked here, thank you for joining the team, she ran right over to Kim's live and was liking and gifting and all of that. Y'all think we don't see? Hey, awful one. My condolences, love. So happy you're here. Then she claimed she was going to the doctor to see if she still had COVID. You don't have a home COVID test? I have a trillion. What you mean? Girl, 3 years ago, COVID would have made people jump. Now it's like, okay, there are people who have had COVID, RSV, and the flu at the same time. But she's another one where the money train is running low, it's running slow, it's leaving the station. And she's getting frustrated. So the other day when people weren't sending her more money, she actually ended the live. She actually ended the live. Oh, thank you. So sweet. I appreciate it. My TikTok honey. Okay. We want to do open mic, so I'm trying to move as quickly as possible. This one right here. So I found out she's actually in Calgary. Mind you, her mama lives there. So why is she on the street? Because she's using. Because she's using. And her family is trying to. She was boring, Purple Heart. She ain't no more. Because her money is taking longer to get. And it's super cold in Calgary right now. She went on an absolute rant the other day. So now listen to this. She's in an Airbnb. She's not in a hotel. And it looks like the Airbnb is like in the basement or in the garage of a home. She's not in a hotel. I no longer believe that this is an Airbnb. This is where she lives. Because that's where she always is. Right? She claims it's the cheapest. But help me understand. She said that the lady at the Airbnb will let her stay until she gets the money. But if she doesn't get it in time, she has to be out by 11 p.m. You mean to tell me someone who will let you stay all night and all day will put you out in minus 30-degree weather? And mind you, the day before, when she was bawling that she was out in 30-degree weather, that wasn't 11 at night. That was like 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon. Or in the evening. I can't quite remember. It wasn't 11 p.m. So why did she put you out at 11 p.m. that day? She didn't. It's where you live. It's where you live. But this is what was great. She goes on a rant. I thought so. It was in the afternoon. She goes on a rant about how she's clean now, how she's put on so much weight because she's no longer using, that when she passes out, it's just because she's sleep deprived, because when she is on the street, she has to watch her stuff, and she has 7 bags, and how dangerous it is for her to be outside, and that she does sleep more than usual because of her depression, that when she gets the opportunity to sleep in a bed, she sleeps more because she doesn't know when she'll be able to do again. She's so sick of the trolls and the people who don't know her that are talking about her. The trolls can say what they want. It is no longer amusing for her to argue or to F with the trolls. She's being cyberbullied, cyber attacked. And then guess what happened? Guess what happened? She got the money. Now wait, I'm sorry, I got to take it 10 steps back. When she was still trying to get the money, she walked outside and claimed she was going to show us the weather, but never showed us the weather. But literally, from the time she was on the rant, she put us on hold, came back and walked outside. I could already tell there was a difference. But I was like, maybe it's because it's cold outside. I don't know why I be trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. But she went back inside. And guess what she did for all the people who were like, she's no longer using? She nodded out right in front of all of them. She nodded out in front of everybody on that live. She went from hyped, going off, and you guys gotta remember, there are lives where she says nothing because she's high. She literally lays there. Sometimes she's watching TV, but she's always on mute. She says nothing, and she'll come off and be like, if anybody can help keep my room, back on mute. And then she nodded out. And then there were people who were like, who had been silently watching, and they were telling everybody, yeah, don't ever say to me again she's not using. And guess what's funny? All of her supporters, all of her mods, everybody that had their chest stuck out about how mean we were being, suddenly they were silent. Where did y'all go? Why aren't you screaming from the rooftops that she's not using? Where'd y'all go? Why are y'all now silent? Why are you quiet? By the way, she has another account. I'm sorry I didn't write it down. But that's one. She has another one. Where did y'all go? So, miss me, just like Kim nodded out after talking all that trash about Lisa and how Lisa needed rehab. And then Kim was talking and I fell over. And then people were like, watching you do that was traumatic. And she's like, I'm sorry it was traumatic. Like she showed them a picture of an unalived person. Girl, you nodded out on live. You need rehab. Because you want me to believe the same family who bought her a brand new cell phone for her birthday would allow her to stay outside in minus 30-degree weather. There is no survival outside in minus 30-degree weather. Again, y'all have to make it make sense. Her mother wants nothing to do with her. Y'all don't know why? Y'all don't know why. She has a mother, a grandmother, aunts, and uncles. Even if her mother wanted nothing to do with her. Do you think her grandmother, mind you, I heard somebody say that she stole her grandmother's car. She's a wild one. There's a reason. There's a reason. And her people always have an excuse. Well, shelters are dangerous. Shelters only let you have 2 bags. So you mean to tell me that she couldn't bring her other 5 bags to her mama's house and just carry 2 and stay in the shelter? So she don't got to get your $70 a day? 80? I think her place is $75 a day, according to her. But every time she gets the money, she's in the same place. And I promise you, that's not an Airbnb. And you know how I know? Because every time she gets the money, she's able to stay there. You mean to tell me that Airbnb don't ever get another booking? Because usually with Airbnbs, there's a cleaning fee associated with it. You got to be out by a certain time so that they could go in and make sure everything is right for their next client. Y'all got to make it make sense. Common sense. They trauma bond. I think I'm going to do a raising the consciousness on trauma bonding. Because that's what they do. All right, next. I did her. Oh, wait, nope, 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 nope. Miss Jordan Paul. We're back. Now, she did a brief live for dramatic purposes. She's outside. You can hear there's a lot of noise. And she's incredibly teary, like she's on the verge of falling apart. That she can't catch a break. That her building is on fire. And they wouldn't even let her get her dogs. And I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. But then I continued watching. It turns out that they never found the fire. It was just smoke. So she turns to the firefighter or whatever official it was. Police, fire, ambulance, it was somebody. And she says to them, it's the empty apartment. My slum landlord has people who don't know what they're doing working on the apartment. That's probably why. Was that for the person you were talking to or for the people in the live? I don't know. But there was actually no fire. But she said over and over and over again, they wouldn't even let me get my dogs. They wouldn't even let me get my car keys. So that means she was in the apartment when it happened. So I'm assuming smoke detectors went off. She claims she opened the door and a bunch of smoke rushed in. And that whoever was already there told her she had to leave. She couldn't go get her dogs. So you mean to tell me that the fire department was already there when the the smoke detectors went off? Does that make sense? But then she kept talking. Because then she makes the mistake of saying, I opened my window. So you had time to open your window but not get your dogs? No, there were firefighters there. She panned around. There was smoke in the building for sure. But how did you have time to open your window? You didn't grab your backpack, your keys, your important documents. You didn't get the most precious things to you, your dogs? But you opened the window? It ended very quickly after that because I think she realized, oops. They just heard me say I opened my window, which means I had time to get my dogs. Live ended. Now she'll be back talking about how she can't catch a break and how her and the dogs, she'll probably ask for hotel money because the smoke is too much, they can't stay there, whatever the case may be. But in that moment, she realized she messed up. Because if you walked out and you saw the smoke and it filled your apartment and you turned around and walked back in and opened the window, who was there to tell you you couldn't go get your dogs? Who was in there to tell you you couldn't get your dogs? I think she got the dogs, put them in the car, and thought, great grift. Great grift. But she hadn't had enough time to think it through. So the live came to an end. Now, before I talk about Detroit Nike, I'm going to do a little history lesson. I'm not even going to go through this list. I will post it. But the other day we were talking about the inventions that African Americans made. You'd be surprised. And this is a partial list. This is the invention, the inventor, and the dates. I'll be posting it to my account in case you want to know. But we were having a conversation the other day. And we were talking about the difference between prejudice and racist. So, to be prejudiced is a preconceived opinion about another person not based on reason or experience. It can be positive or negative. Some, but not all, are racial in nature and have racist outcomes. But it is unlikely to impact people as negatively as racism. Racism is the belief that a race is equated with particular traits. It is belief that some races are superior to others, and that the results in unequal distribution of power on the basis of race. Okay? I will also post this screenshot. But the article talked about and it gave an example of prejudice. And like some people will say that somebody is a dumb blonde. That's a prejudice, to look at all blondes and think that they're dumb. But it won't prevent them from being able to enter college. It won't prevent them from being able to buy a home in a neighborhood. It won't prevent them from going where they want to go, when they want to go, and how they want to go. So to look at all blondes and call them dumb is a prejudice. But it doesn't have the same impact that racism has. Either way, okay? But that's the difference. That's the difference. Systemic racism is when decisions are made that have long-lasting effects. Do y'all not realize, was it Navy Federal that got in trouble for having veterans with the same services, the same money? If they were black, they couldn't get the loan, or their interest rate was higher than their white counterparts. That is systemic racism. Because solely based on the color of your skin, there's a difference. There was a family who wanted to sell their home. It got appraised for a super low number. They changed the pictures in the house to their white neighbors. Had their white neighbors come in and show the house. And it was almost a double difference in the appraisal of the house. That is systemic racism. When a black person resists arrest and is shot, people will say he should have just, or she should have just complied. I watched a video the other day of a white woman run from police, fight police. She even bit one of the police officers and she didn't even get tased. Why? I have seen white men with a gun walk down the street. One police officer will walk up to them and be like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And he said, it's legal for me to walk down the street with this assault rifle. And the police officer say, "You're right." And on the exact same street, on the exact same day, a black man walks down the street with the exact same rifle. And the entire police department shows up, surrounds him, makes him take the gun off, makes him lay on the floor face first, and put him in handcuffs. He don't have the same constitutional right? That is systemic racism. All right. That was the raising the consciousness of the day. Let's go to Mr. Detroit Nike. This boy burns me. He is racist. 110%. And I stand 10 toes down. Why? Because he will say mods block anybody who's white. He'll say even if it's a black photo, if they have a white person's name, which, what is that? I mean, Susan, I guess. Block them. So on yesterday, I was in his live as digital. And he was talking about there was someone who had a Mexican flag. I don't even know if they were actually Mexican, but it was a Mexican flag. That was their... And he was like, you're a Mexican? Why are you talking to me? I'm an American and blah, 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 blah. For what? So I get in the box. Now, and let me just say what I wanted to say, because it really wasn't for him. What I wanted to say was, y'all, stop getting in the box. Because he is using all of your nasty words, cursing him out, calling him a bum, to his advantage. Because the moment people start doing that, you watch the chat and people are like, Nike, how much do you need? Because they are trying to counteract the negativity. Why do you think he's doing it? And so that's all I really wanted to say was, y'all stop getting in his boxes. It's reverse psychology. I'm going to let them come up, show how mean and nasty they are to me, and then my supporters will give just on the basis that they want to prove them wrong. But I get in the box, and he knows me because he and I have had conversations in the past. But I say, I'm a black woman. I am not here to tear a black man down. He immediately muted me. Immediately muted me. Why? Because I wasn't going to fit the narrative. And then he's like, are you going to help? Are you going to help? I said, stop muting me. He mutes me again. Because I wasn't going to fit the narrative that I was going to tear him down, that I was going to make him look like I was a bad person. So I tried to say what I was going to say, and he kept muting me. And so for the record, he didn't drop me. I left. Because why am I going to allow him to use me in the box to his advantage? So I dropped myself. He did not drop me. I didn't get muted. I didn't get blocked. His mods didn't take me out the box. I left. On everything I love, I left. Because why? Why would I bother to stay? But I am asking y'all, if y'all follow me, please stop getting in his box. Stop saying mean things in the comments. And this goes for all of them. When the money starts slowing down, and it is for him, they have to come up with something new. And allowing the hate to exist is not new, but it's another grift. That's what it is. So please, if you follow me, don't do it. Don't do it. I know it's tempting. I know sometimes it's hard. And, if you need to pop off once. Because he is using your disdain for him against you. Now, hold on. Is KOM 2000 here? You are here. Good morning. Thank you for being patient with me. Please share with the people.
Good morning, everybody. It was a great day yesterday. So for excuse me, for 6 months, I've been reporting Detroit every day, sometimes 4 times, and I use the words that you told us, and I mix it up every day. And then yesterday, I thought I'd try something a little different. So when I reported, I said, violent, extreme behavior, racism, manipulating people, and it is a violation of your community guidelines. So, anyways, I had to make a couple calls, and then I went back into the live and I checked, and the status, it always says no violation. And then when I looked, it said live discontinued, violations found. We've reviewed the live you reported and found that it violates our community guidelines. And I'm going, what? After 6 months, I finally get. So, anyways, I go back and I look, and he's still in the live, but he must have appealed it. So then I reported it again, switched the words a little bit around, and then he got shut down. So it was a pretty awesome feeling.
Amazing. Amazing.
So I
Yes.
guess we'll see.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I guess we'll see what happens this morning, because I'm sure he'll make another page, or he's got a whole bunch anyways.
Right. And that's okay. That's okay. If we can get them down one at a time, that's okay. It is frustrating for them
Oh, I
to
bet
have
you
to
he
make
was
new
pretty
accounts.
pissed yesterday.
Yeah, Junior Man, it often will come back as no violations, but start using the right words, start choosing the right reason. Again, it is a computer that manages this first. A computer that is looking for the things that violate the community guidelines. And when you use the right words with the right choice, it gives them something to look at. So keep doing it. What do I say? Awareness always wins. Be consistent and patient. Be patient and consistent. Use the right words at the right time. And yes, like she said, 6 months of reporting. And I don't care if it stays down for 30 minutes. It frustrates them. But it also dings their account with TikTok. And just so that you understand, do you know who's boohoo crying right now about their account? Anybody seen Adrielle? They
Yeah.
took her 1.1 million follower account away. And she's literally begging her supporters to talk to TikTok to get it back. Why? Because that's where she was getting all her money. She's not gonna get as much money on her two, was it 200,000, 20,000, however many people are in this other account that she didn't bother to build because in her arrogance she thought she'd always be good. Now she's panicking. And I'm here for it because I've told y'all for weeks that I felt like Adrielle was a scammer because all she did was beg. Just because she's doing battles, it's just a sanctioned beg from TikTok. Well, now it's gone. So now what you gonna do, boo? Where's your $25,000 payments now? Yeah, she's been on favorited because when TikTok got banned, she panicked. So she's trying to build herself up on favorited, but girl, you haven't built enough on favorited. There aren't enough people on favorited that follow her that could get her to that 1.1 million that she could start making money on favorited the way she did on TikTok. She is starting over. But her backup and her favorited do not have a million people. She is not getting the money she was getting.
That's right.
Yeah, no, he uses Bigo because apparently on Bigo is where he drives his car and shows who he really is. Oh, and you can't block anyone on favorited. Oh, yes. Yes, she did buy some of her followers. They were bots for sure. But again, TikTok allowed all of that. TikTok allowed all of that. And they allowed her to make money on those bought followers. Let me tell you something. When TikTok was going down, you didn't see all of those big followers come out and tell the truth about all of the lies, like those mukbang followers who were thin as a rail but claimed they didn't do nothing but eat all day, came out and said, I didn't really do that.
That was funny.
Who believes anything? All of those people who claim that they cooked but they bought the food, but they were big time content creators in the cooking and baking sector because they thought TikTok was going and they were like, well, I don't need this no more. And then when it
And
came
then
back, it was like, oops,
and then when it was back, they all had to backpedal.
right. Oops, I was just kidding. No, you weren't. Now, your sycophants will take that as an excuse, but people with common sense won't. Or at least they'll look at you and be like, well, I know they didn't actually cook it, so. Even Teeny was like, you mean to tell me that I'm in here for 10 hours and they're making it up? No, they weren't joking, Krista. They weren't joking. They weren't joking at all. Oh, Peachtree, they were everywhere. They probably deleted them now, but they were everywhere. Crystal, it was gone. It was gone for like 12 hours. It wasn't gone long enough as far as I'm concerned, but it was gone for like, for Americans, it was gone for like 12 hours. And they were
Yes.
crashing out.
Yeah, see, I'm in Canada, so all you people from the States, I never seen any of you, and it was just Canadians and British people, and it was actually quite weird.
Crystal, DT wasn't fighting for it. DT said that he wasn't going to apply the law that Congress had passed and to give them 75 days to find American to buy it. So if no American is able to buy it in 75 days, we might be right back there. He didn't fight for it. He just gave them a 75-day reprieve. That's it. That's all.
But yesterday, like getting back to Detroit, it just turned out at the right time when I reported that, and I threw in the racism word, he was actually on the chat asking everybody who the white supporters were.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. He had somebody in a box and he said, how many white people in here supported me? And then, a few people said something and he's going, you're telling me that out of 450 people, there's only 3 white supporters in here? And it just turned out that's when I reported it. Yeah, it worked out awesome. So,
Perfect.
but you need to use those certain keywords that you showed us there a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I posted it. It's in the chat. I
Yeah.
posted it in the. I'm not in the chat. It's posted. It's one of my posts. What I'll do is I'll pin it to the top, and that way you guys can see. It's words like manipulation, daily, excessive. When
Blatant
you're
pleas
reporting
for
them,
money.
right? One of his accounts got banned. One of
And
his
I
accounts
out
got banned, and I don't care if it's 1, 3. I don't care if it lasts 30 minutes. It's frustrating to them.
and lots of times too I'll put theft by deception.
Mm, that's a good one. Also, make sure that you get in because you get 200 characters. Try to get in community guideline violation or TikTok guideline violation, something like that. Right, one account is the start. Exactly.
Yeah. And I
Make
always put in it's a violation of your community guidelines.
correct. Correct. Because then they can't pretend like we don't know what we know. Yeah, Missy, it is theft by deception, and that's good words to use, but that's a legal term that TikTok doesn't have to abide to. Like, that's not a community guideline violation for TikTok. Theft by deception. It's illegal, but it's not a TikTok violation. But it's still good to say. It is absolutely good to say because, again, when these people get to a certain place, when we literally have to actually go to the law about them, having cases of theft by deception is great. See, he doesn't, as far as we know, receive any services. He probably should, but I don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
Harmony, if you go to my page and I'm going to pin it, I actually looked up some of the words that the bots detect. But we're working on it. We're working on it. If you're going to be in a live, instead of commenting, report. That's actually more effective than commenting. Same thing with, you know who I didn't do? I'm sorry.
Oh, her.
I didn't do her.
Okay, well, you can drop me if you want and let
Okay.
other people.
All
So
right.
thanks a lot.
Thank you for
And
coming up. I appreciate you sharing your experience.
yeah, we'll see what Detroit has this morning if he's on another account.
He will be.
Yeah, I know.
So after that Friday live, she crashed out. She claimed she had a tent and then went live and said the tent got destroyed. How? It got destroyed because it was a Google image. You mean your lie got destroyed, not the tent. Your lie got destroyed after you took that woman's $100. Then, oh, and I just wanted to add this. Didn't Amanda use the same tent story? For how long? They're so full of crap. But then she starts going back and forth with somebody in the comments, and he yells at her, "Stop arguing with them. I need my medicine and food." Thank you, Sherry. I need my medicine and food. But this is what's funny. When she was like, if anybody can help, we need water, batteries, flashlights, and food. What happened to his medicine, boo? Which one is it? Is it his medicine or water's batteries and a flashlight? And if your tent got destroyed, why do you need water, batteries, and a flashlight? Your tent got destroyed. What are you going to do? Sleep outside? And where's the air mattress and the thin blankets that you got? But they need the room for another night. Again, traveling gypsy got bananas. Another one. And so that's why she's now on Dutch 44478. Because traveling gypsy got bananas. Why? Because people were reporting them. That's why. The Google tent, yes. It works, guys. It takes time. Use the right words. Pick the right choice. Change the choice. When you go to report, it gives you that list of things. Don't pick the same one all the time. Pick a different one. Make sure you're bringing attention to their account, because you got to remember, they have people who are liking, gifting, all of that. We have to counter that because, again, TikTok uses the algorithm to determine who to promote, who to keep, and who to ban. So do you really think that if they have somebody in their live liking to 10,000 likes and you report it once, that that's going to counteract the 10,000 likes? It's not. Do you realize that when I ask you to like my live and fill the heart tail and then take a break and then do it again, that I'm doing it because I never tell you, well, when I get to 10,000 likes, then I'll start. Or, okay, guys, we're at 20, we can get to 40,000 likes. Okay, guys, we're at 40, let's get to 100,000 likes. No, that's not why I do it. I do it for two reasons. A, to let people know we're here, and B, so that people can't take my life. They do it for the same reason. So your one report is not going to take them down because the algorithm is going to see your one report to their 10,000 likes, your second report to their 20,000 likes, and their $10 in gifts. So please don't get frustrated. Understand it is an algorithm that determines this. We have to be strong. We have to be patient. We have to be consistent. And if it's frustrating you, take a break. Touch some grass. Watch a comedy. Watch a documentary. Read a book. Learn something. Get off of TikTok until you have gathered enough, whatever it is that you need, that you can come back and get back to the work of it all. You don't like to see it? Then we all have to work together to get it off of here. And this is what's also funny. Guess what? If we get it off of here, or if it goes away again, they're only going to go to other apps. And we're going to have to do it all over again. So, getting frustrated now, we are in the infancy of this because every time we do get rid of one, what happens? 10 more magically pop up because they've seen the amount of money other people have gotten. Hopefully, we could take them down faster because now we know what we're doing. But that is the end to my portion. It is a Friday, so it is open mic. Anybody who would like to come up is welcome. I know I had a couple of people. Okay, sorry. Good morning.
I wanted to talk about Ty and Bree.
Sure.
I've been watching them for a while in the background just because I'm up early, and it's listening to other creators too, such as Ty's not his real name, and that I guess there was a live with Mexican homie the other
Hmm.
night and Cass, and they were talking about how Bree with was on last year with two really big creators, they said, and she faked a pregnancy,
Yep.
and that's why she doesn't come on anymore. So it's just that that entitlement that he has, that he blames, he never takes personal responsibility for what he does. The housing is, oh, they messed up, so we're on the second tier to wait. And I'm gonna do this every morning. And when I was 4, they said that I can't work, so that's why I don't work. And with his mom being one of the moms, she's like, "Yep, yep," And it's just one of those things. It's so funny because every time I'm on, my husband is like, "Please put your headphones on." He calls Ty. Every time he sees Ty, he says he just makes me want to throat punch him. And my husband doesn't even kill bugs, okay? But it's his favorite thing. He's got them all down because I watch him. He teases LR about, "I just need $30, $30. And Carl with the top four ways, you know. And it's so funny. He knows their voices now, and you know, will start teasing me about it. So we have that. We have our own special love language. But when he's teasing me, I'll be like, "Really?" He'll be like, "Top four ways." But it's just that entitlement with Ty saying he's gonna do this until they get into an apartment, and you know,
Carol said
and
the same thing.
I'm sorry, what was that?
A Carol Sue, who is now
Oh,
going, she's going as what? What is she now going as? Hold on. Let me tell y'all, because she changed her name to Misty Ann. Is now Carol Sue. Carol Sue is now called Misty Ann. She
no.
claimed when she got her Social Security and her apartment, she wouldn't ask for any more money. But she goes live every day, and people still gift her. So I don't want to hear
Lori
it.
does that too.
Who
When
does?
Lori,
Oh, oh, please. I can't watch her.
when I can't either because she's just so not there. But when I found out that she opened those packages from you know, Toys
Christmas.
for Tots, and the perfume that were for the girls, and was like, oh, I'm gonna give this to my mod and this to my other mod. I was so disgusted,
Yeah. I heard
so.
that she had kept a gift that was for the daughter for herself.
Oh yeah, the clothes, some clothes. Oh yeah, she got like four. They got four. Each of the girls got like two bottles of perfume, and she took two of them and said, "These are for my mods." And they were wrapped up, and she just tore them open on live, and you know, dictated
Yeah.
about, "Oh, these are mine."
Yeah.
So
I'd be thrilled to see a mod say they actually got it though.
yeah, yeah. But this thing with Ty and Bree, I understand love language and everything. I'm 53. We've talked before. I, you and I have,
Uh-huh.
and um, it's. I've been married to my husband for 30 years,
Someone was
but
detected at
I
Portland
don't
Road.
baby talk to him, or I don't baby talk to our dogs either. We don't have children, but I show him love and affection. But when she starts the baby language and he's right there, it's you know, I just I I told hubby last night. I said or yesterday, I wish I could build up a second account and be like going to the live and be like, so you're gonna pay for the eviction, the money we
Why can't you build up a second account?
oh I can I don't know. But it's just one of those things when he sits there and repeatedly. Yesterday it was like a dog with a bone. The truth, the truth, the truth, the truth. Show me proof. I want to see the truth. I left for an hour and came back, and he was still saying, "Show me the proof. Show me the proof." And I'm like, "Oh my gracious," you know. But this, the have you ever noticed that when he does a live, nothing is packed up in case they can't make that?
No, of course not.
Hmm.
Because he has money. He
Uh
saves the
huh.
social security check.
Mhm.
Video bullying. What truth do you have? I've never seen you before.
Mm. But it's just one of those things that, when his mom came in and was like, "Oh, when he was 4, they said he'd never." And so it's one of those things where he's into his 20 now, and for so many years, mom saying, "Nope, you're not gonna work. You're not gonna work." That kid's brainwashed by now. You know, just like the other day, he turned around and said, "Come up here and tell me you want me to sleep outside." And somebody came in and went up on his box and went to say, "Well, listen, this is like, no, you tell me. I want to hear you say you want me to sleep, or you're not gonna be up here." And I was like, if somebody comes up and says, "We want you to sleep outside," then it's gonna be blow up and be a whole. Well, so and so said today that they wanted us to sleep outside. Can you believe it? It's interesting that they can't get into the shelter, but actually they can, but they don't want to because he can't be with her, you know.
Right.
And it's just interesting that right before Christmas, all of a sudden she's not going to school for
He dropped
or
out.
for hairdressing, and people ask, and he just blows them off. He doesn't say anything, and
Because that's not what they want to talk about. They only want to talk about their money.
exactly. And some of the creators have also said that follow them and report on them. You have to have so many hours with the state to become a licensed, hairdresser, cosmetology, nails, whatever. And, she didn't, if she was going to college, she lost all those hours now and has to start all the way at the bottom rung of the ladder, and I don't think she has her GED. And so, you gotta have your GED to basically do anything. So, or a high school diploma or whatever, and it's just one of those things, like with Kim, I just want to bang my head against the wall, especially with her lies about, HUD housing. And I used to live in Minnesota. I lived in Minneapolis, and so a lot of the lies that she spews, I just sit here and shake my head and I argue with the screen, my husband says. But, and Detroit Nike, after last summer showing he sleeps in a park and then released that video of his apartment and the car, and you think my mom's dead, but she's sitting over there in the recliner. I'm sorry, unalive. I'm sorry, please forgive me. She's unalive, but she's sitting there in the recliner, 10 feet away from me, and the money grab every day, every day. It's so tired of these scammers coming in and turning all these apps, not just this one, but now it's going to the clap and Book of Faces, and you know they're turning them into the golden ATMs.
Yeah, they are. Listen, if anybody wants to comes up, I don't do one person at a time anymore. So if anybody else wants to come up, all for one, I would love to give you the floor. I know everybody has missed you. Everybody wants to give their condolences. I don't even know if you feel like coming up, but if you do, I would love to have you come up. Anybody who wants to come up, this is open mic. I don't do one at a time anymore.
Mhm.
So, and I see people making comments and giving what I think is good information, but they won't come in the box. Hold on, let's see. Yes, all for one. Fireball, I'm gonna drop you because I want to give off the floor. Okay, all for one the floor.
I just want to say one more thing while I'm here. For one, my condolences and prayers to your family. My heart goes out to you, and I'm truly sorry. Okay, thank you.
Thank
You guys
you.
have a good day.
You too.
Mhm.
Thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
How you doing, beautiful?
How are you, sir? My condolences. I know it was rough,
Yeah,
and
it was.
and I'm sorry about all of the nonsense that you had to put up with from this app because of it. I'm
Uh,
so sorry.
I appreciate that. Yeah, the recovery is actually really good. I've been able to play in the snow per se, uh, and just take time to think a lot of things over and moving forward. And I've been watching. Don't think that I haven't been watching. It's just that I haven't really gone live myself.
Hmm.
But I've also been supporting others and supporting other groups because a lot of things have been occurring lately that I've seen that are very troublesome to some of the creators that are on this app and ones that are doing the best they can with what they have and what they're doing. So, morning, everybody in the chat. Uh, yeah, your lives are very held very respectfully. Um, and nobody comes in and, excuse the phrase and the French, bullshit plays games with you. I've noticed that. But a lot, the young lady that was in earlier in the box talked about the reporting aspect. And I want to reiterate down that was down in the chat too. You don't comment, you don't get blocked. You go in, you listen, you report. Because that goes a long way. Because if you don't get blocked, you can continue to keep reporting as many times as you can within that time frame. So it's always a positive way um, to lay it out. And I give her kudos for getting that guy, Detroit Nike, nannered.
Fact.
He is horrible. He shouldn't even be on this app, period.
I agree with the stuff that he said and done. He should have been gone a long time ago, like permanently banned, like a IP address phone ban.
Yeah, just like Austin Tamargo.
Correct.
Yep, I agree 100% on that one. But the biggest thing is that these individuals that are on here on this app are begging because they feel entitled to other people's money, and then they give the excuses that they want everybody to listen and hear, but their excuses turn into lies. I mean, look at Gypsy Windwalker.
Mm.
I mean, her sitting there saying that she's got a tent. They don't. You want that money so that you can turn around and put it towards your hotel room, not a tent. That's obvious there, and that doesn't make that situation look any better. Look, we've seen it all across the board. Every single one of these beggars and scammers are narcissists. They're full of lies. I saw a video yesterday of little Kitty sitting there on the phone, turn around and talking to a gentleman on the phone, asking him for money. And I'm like,
Wow.
gee, if you had a job, you could have turned around and had your money of your own. Then that way, then you don't come on an app that's public where you put yourself publicly out there. That's the key thing. A lot of them think, oh, this is my page, this is my app, this is my... No, it's public. Everybody sees you across the globe for that fact if you get to that point. But, the entitlement is just... Yeah. Look, I've offered her resources at least twice, and she didn't want it. Now, and I'm going to be honest, and this is going to be on the aspect of the resources. They're getting tight. They're getting so tight that it's like pinching a piece of coal, turning it into a diamond tight kind of thing. However, that's where you got to take it to another level. If you have the ability to have a garden, start growing your own vegetables and your own fruits and things like that. You got to start paying. Unless you're making high six figures, which most of us, I don't. I'll be the
Me
first to admit
neither.
it.
Me neither.
You got to start saving money somehow, some way. Whether it be bonus points at your local grocery store to get gas, to, even going to the food banks yourselves. Now, I did find out some food banks are starting to shut down because of funding. So that's going to become a problem.
Yep. I went the other day, Monday. No, I didn't go live Monday. Wednesday, I talked about it. I said, if you think your tomato and eggs are expensive now,
Yep.
I have to start paying Americans the minimum wage and covering workers' compensation and offering medical.
No, I can't picture Detroit Nike gardening at all. His idea of gardening is going to a salad bar at other people's expenses.
Correct. And by the way, you do not have to have a yard to have a garden.
Nope.
You can get some lights. You can live in a small apartment, get the right lighting, and you can grow your own food in your own apartment.
But, overall, though, I've noticed some key figures. Definitely their train has slowed down. Kim Peters is one.
Oh, yes.
And you know what? If that's what the goal is going to be, then look, I commend anybody and everybody putting awareness out about her, because that's what look at Carl, Chuck Carl. His money train has slowed down. Somebody went live. I forget who it was. They only had 5 whole people on the live.
Yep.
Look at Peaceful Analogy. Every once in a blue moon, he might turn around and get somebody new in that live, or Carl gets somebody new in that live. and they're not getting the funds that they used to get. I mean, look at Detroit Nike scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yep.
I mean, look, he may still be getting his hotel room, but that man's got money. He's got money saved up. That's a guaranteed, because apparently, my understanding, he lost the I guess you could say, the fight for his crib, and they refunded him approximately $800 back. But I mean, yeah, look at True Knowledge. Good point. I mean, as long as we slow the money train down for a lot of these beggars and scammers, to me, honestly, I feel that we're successful.
I agree 110%. Even Amanda.
Yeah,
She comes on and asks for a taxi once in a while, but it used to be every day, several times a day.
yeah.
And so I agree. Do you mind me bringing anybody else up?
No, absolutely not. This is your live, dear.
I know, but I have a lot of deference for you. So I respect you a great deal. And I also want to say thank you for the kind words, the gifts, everything. It does keep me motivated to keep doing what I'm doing. Good morning. Just stop.
Good morning. I won't be up here long, Jeff. I want to send my condolences. Been thinking about you.
Appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Not a problem. Last night, I don't want to change the whole subject, but I just want to there's a lot of people in here, want to make everybody aware. Bree and Ty decided to dox a good group of us in their live last night with our
What?
What?
with our real names. One of us, they even had his ex-wife's name in there, saying, "Oh, thank you for apologizing. Um, oh, this one, thank you for sending me money, and you guys were so mean." And it was very disturbing. It was very, very disturbing. I don't know how they you know what, that's a troll account. Don't kick Penny for right there. If you go on that videos of bully page, there's videos of us on there. So I don't know who. I'm not going to say it wrong.
Videos of bully is a
That's a troll account. You'll see videos of our group on there.
who would have been able to dox y'all?
I don't think, and I'm not trying to bully or be mean, but I don't think Ty is smart enough to get all of our names.
Right. That's took the words out of my mouth.
So I believe we believe somebody else is behind it.
It has to be. Look, shut up, shut up, shut up.
No, it's already been said. I agree. It's down in the chat. I agree.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah. So please know that. I'm sure you guys know, if you know any of us, that's not us, and shit's just getting out of hand.
Well, the thing is, too, make this make sense. Why would you put your own real governmental names in a live with a scammer and a beggar?
Right.
That's why it's not you, and it was somebody else that pre-planned that whole shit show.
Absolutely. And I even caught him saying, well, it can't be, it has to be real. It has, he slipped up and he's like, they are fake. And I'm like, oh, you little crap. Gotcha there. But the game he's playing is not funny. The games, whoever is behind this it's not funny.
Well, and the other thing is, too, is eventually they will be found out who they really are.
Yeah.
And God forbid, when they are found out, they're not going to want to have their real accounts anymore at all.
Yeah, they've gotten pictures off of people's Facebook.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's gone too far.
Well, and the thing is, it's wrong, first off. Second of all, you guys are obviously hitting a nerve with someone that doesn't like it.
Right. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
We're all doing the same thing. I don't necessarily have to like you. I don't even have to like the way that you're doing it. But why come after you?
I don't know if it's a scare time. They're not. Nobody's scaring me off the app. I'm just putting that out there right now. No, it's not happening. But I'll tell you what, I'm not putting up with it either.
Wow. I'm
Mm.
sorry.
That's
It's not that. Wow.
like real government names, and like it was like how something.
But to them,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying is like, why Bree and Ty?
I'm thinking because that's who we cover a lot in the morning. I mean, we cover, a lot of people, but we're on every morning. Ty is like, Scammy Claus and I had a live, and after that, he had a hard time getting that money yesterday. And,
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he
mhm,
Yeah.
did. I saw that.
yep. Yep, he had a hard time getting it the day before, but after Scammy Claus and I did that live, it was even harder. And I don't know like who went to who. Somebody's in on it because I'm trying to breathe and not get upset and go off. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, it's bad. He got nannered yesterday and got his main account back, and that's what he went on last night and decided to pull this little stunt.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
sorry.
No, I mean it's okay. It's we'll be okay. I just wanted everybody to know what's going on. That's not us in there. Obviously, we would never go in and apologize and not call them scammers and beggars. Um, yeah, he was on the phone exactly like Rammer said, on the phone, reading a script the entire time. Yep, messaging people, and you could tell when he looked at like Bree, and it was kind of like game on type of like I had look Lakers really can somebody mute please. I'm gonna drop down because I don't want problems in here. I'm gonna drop down, but have a good day.
I'm sorry. Yo, listen. Don't use my live for your nonsense. Don't use my live for your nonsense. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unbelievable.
Well, that's disgusting. And coming on a real account, don't come in on a fake account with videos of a woman in your page. Wow. Well, only spineless people do that. People that are too chicken shit to get into a box themselves. And if you're going to do that to somebody like Just Stop Already, well, we'll turn around and find out who you are. Don't you worry. We got you covered. I have a screenshot of that. So if anybody wants it, I'll send it to you. Just go report the account. I do agree on that, Digital. You should at least get a couple of mods, like maybe Cass.
I do. I have mods.
Oh, okay.
I have mods. I have mods. But
Oh, is it?
I did the
Is it
mod.
Mikey's account? Well, Mikey, I thought we turned around and had an agreement. Just saying. Obviously, you can't keep to that, can you? Hold,
You know
please.
what, guys?
Hey, Digital, you don't mind me posting that screenshot of that page, do you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Coming up with it. There you go.
Absolutely not.
Go to the report that page. Get rid of that page.
Y'all, listen, I do my best to stay out of the drama, to stay out of the nonsense. Do not bring that here.
That's right. Don't bring it to this page. Don't bring it to
Y'all
mine.
don't like each other. I don't give a shit. Do not bring that here. I don't have anything to do with it. Don't bring it here. Because I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. I don't want the drama. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. Period, point blank. And I'm not going to stop doing it because other people have drama. There are some people who don't like each other. And because some of them are in here and they're supporting me, the people who don't like them have come in to create a problem. So they're doxing people's real names. They're talking about people. I don't play that. Not here. No, I'm not going to say who I'm referring to because that's only going to add fuel to the fire. It doesn't make any sense. Like, do that on your pages, do that in your lives. Don't do it here. I don't do that here. And you're not about to drag me into it. Didi, Didi, I'm calling myself. You don't have to be sorry. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. I talk about the scammers. I talk about the enablers. I talk about the sycophants. I talk about the people who pretend to be awareness, who are fake awareness. I do all of that. But I don't dox anybody. I don't go real life on anybody. I don't tell anything that you don't put on this app. I don't tell it unless it is pertinent. But even then, I'm not the one that goes and gets the information. So please back up off of me and my life and what I do.
Yeah, report the ones that are actually taking people's money.
Right.
I'm just saying. I mean,
Like, I don't understand what the beef is about. And I don't want to understand. Let's be clear about that. I don't want to understand. I want no parts of it. But do not come in here on that nonsense. Don't. And it's crazy because I have built part of my platform on the fact that I don't mute and block. If a scammer come in here and they want to say whatever, be my guest. If their sycophant wants to come in here and say whatever, be my guest. You want to talk trash about me, be my guest. But you're not going to use my platform to dox. You're not going to use my platform to go after other
come
people
on.
who do what I do.
Good girl. You're a good girl.
That's funny. I thought you was talking to me.
Oh, no, sorry. I thought I muted myself. I was getting my dogs from
I'm like, I am a
downstairs.
good girl. Thank
I'm
you.
so sorry.
No, you.
I didn't
It
mean it.
was
Now
just
I'm
funny when you
embarrassed. You should
said
see
it.
my
I was
face.
like, I am a good girl. Then I was like, girl, he is talking to himself. What are you
Both
doing?
my dogs were down in the pen, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you, sweetheart.
That
My
is
apologies.
funny. You don't got to apologize. I am a good
I'm
girl.
sorry, chat. My apologies to you all.
Ah, thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you. These people
Uh,
are ridiculous. I don't understand. Like the calm down, calm down. You don't need to be upset either. Calm down.
that's right. Like the old antage from Austin Tamar, calm down, calm down.
Ah,
Deep breaths.
right.
Woosah.
Don't
But
worry.
no, I mean, the beggars are
Yeah.
going to always be on here. If you're going to turn around and attack individuals that are trying to help, do it differently. Why don't you go attack the beggars and the scammers that are on this app that are taking other people's hard earned money? That's a fact. Oh, look, the wifey to wifey's in here. Now I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's definitely different. I noticed a couple things with TikTok too. They're starting to really clamp down on a lot of issues that are on the app itself. Um, I'm doing a little more research on the algorithm and what's causing it to catch up to a lot of them because they don't like it. But it is what it is. I mean, all we can do is our due diligence to try. Even if we help one person not give their own money up, then that's a success in itself. Is
Correct.
how I look at it. And um, until these beggars and scammers realize that the money train slowed down and that they themselves should turn around and try to earn their own way through life instead of taking other people's lives, they'll never turn around and move on. And that's facts too. So, hey, Digital, I'm going to drop down, sweetheart.
Thank you for coming up. Again, my condolences. What
Thank you
I can
very
say is
much.
he is no longer suffering.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at some point, your memories of him will bring a smile to your face instead of pain to your heart.
Yeah.
I lost both my mother and my father, and it is a pain that you don't understand until it is your pain. So I'm happy to see that you're back. And
Right. That's why I said, with key individuals that are on this app, like I've said before, in some cases we may not agree, we may disagree, but at the end, they're still my friends, or at least I would like to consider them as friends. No harm done to them, protect them for their safety. And that's what it means to me to be on this app sometimes and just talk, put out awareness, make some laughs, and have a good time. But other
right.
than that, I'm going to drop down, sweetheart. You stay
Okay.
safe. Everybody take care in the chat. And I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Bye.
Bye. Does anybody else wanna come up? Cause I'm about to end. Cause I'm actually pissed off. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pissed off now. Cause I do not want my platform used for that nonsense. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna end. Because this is just going from bad to worse. So I wish everyone a great weekend. I am sorry for those of y'all going through this nonsense. It is ridiculous. And I'm out. Hug your loved ones because tomorrow isn't promised. And I'll see you all in the comments or on Monday morning. Have a fantastic weekend and enjoy the Super Bowl. That's right. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I will be.